So I want to talk about something before we get today started. There's two topics I want to talk about. There's actually three, but I think I'm gonna save. I think I'm gonna save my actual full like button, joystick, and Razer Panthera Evo stick review for tomorrow, because I'll probably be playing Caliber tomorrow, right? Because tomorrow is WNF, and if I commentate WNF, I may as well be playing it before I commentate it, keep the game fresh on my brain. But today we're gonna be playing Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. I don't know why it's not called Nicktoons All-Stars Brawl, but whatever. It's fine, no big deal, right? The first thing doesn't... Speaking of, I will be in WNF. Cool, it'd be great if I get to commentate some of your matches. Try to stay on winner's side, all right, nerd? There's two new games that just came out. Melty came out like last week or maybe 2 weeks ago now, and Nick All-Stars Brawl just came out today, right? And I think that it's really cool that everyone who likes a game wants everyone else to try it, right? Like a lot of Melty players, or a lot of players who like multiple fighting games in general, have like asked me and or tried to gift me Melty multiple times. Shout outs to the homies that gifted me Nick All-Stars, my buddy Cobra Tango, and then Kaiju and Mean Buffalo for gifting me the games on PS4 and Steam respectively, in that order. Kaiju PS4, Mean Buffalo PC, so appreciate them. But Melty's not a game I want to try. There's a lot of logistical issues with Melty, but that has like literally zero reasons to do with why I don't want to play the game. A lot of people are having crashing problems. The lobbies are super archaic. If you skip intros, it makes the game lag for the first like round, or first beginning of the first round. If you skip the intros, Red Ark's air fireball slows down the game on hit. So people are memeing like, hey, just don't get hit by it. Duh, fucking idiots. And there's a whole host of other things. Like for a little bit, the game was region locked on ranked, so that you couldn't play against people that were outside of your region. They're using the old bar style system instead of ping, which even Guilty Gear uses ping, right? So ping is, I think all fighting games should use ping at this point. I don't think there's any need for bars. If you're gonna have bars, also have ping, have both. It'd be really nice. But that's not really the main thing, right? All those things are a problem, but every fighting game has its issues, right? Like people have to fight against the server in Guilty Gear Strive still, right? People still have to fight against the server. Like connecting to server takes so long. Like the joke is servers got hands, right? I come from Soul Calibur 6 where the lobbies constantly fucking break, or you get to experience this great thing called dot caliber, where if you're watching a match, sometimes instead of being able to watch it, it just shoots you back to lobby. Instead of kicking you from the lobby, it just shoots you back to it, and you just have to watch the dots, right? So all of these things aren't a super big deal breaker. The only big deal breaker for Melty, this is it. I've gotten no other real issue with Melty. I'll try any fighting game once, right? As long as it has one of these things. This is actually the sole reason, sorry, camera. This is actually straight up the sole reason why I stopped playing Fantasy Strike. It's a really simple reason. I don't think inclusion is hard. I don't know if you guys know who I play in the fighting games that I play. This is my Razer Panthera Evo, by the way. I think it's a phenomenal stick if you don't mod anything. I think it's an atrocious stick if you do like modding. And the Razer buttons aren't on it anymore because trying to mod it, I broke one of the disconnects. Anyways, this is Nagoriyuki from Guilty Gear Strive. If I ever find a sicker in-game render, I'll probably use that. And then this is the Solomel from Soul Calibur 6, right? Leroy in Tekken 7, and Cyrax or Garrus in MK, right? I'm a Cyrax player, but Cyrax is an MK11, so I play Garrus. I play Garrus in Scarlet, but Garrus is my main. All those characters have something in common. They're all people of color. Melty doesn't have that, and for as many people have told me, hey man, you can just change the skin color on the characters, no big deal, don't worry about it. You can't actually change the skin color on every character. And also at that point, I'm just doing blackface. It's not racist if I do blackface, no problem, I'm black, right? But I'm essentially blackwashing a character instead of you just making a character of color. They don't have to be black. Like I tried Uni because Gordo looks cool because he has a scythe, but I played Enkidu because Enkidu's kind of dark, right? It's like Enkidu and Walstein. Those are like the only two dark characters. I settled on Enkidu and Wagner because she's super easy. She's super easy. She's got like the bougie white girl sweep because I used to play Lily and Tekken as a secondary. I mean the skin color thing, you're not the only person who's told me that. I straight up had people on Twitter like DM me, hey man, like it's really not a big deal. Just like change the color on your character. I'm like, I don't think you understand that what you're saying is extremely offensive, but it's fine. It's not your fault. I get it. Like you're trying to somehow, because you like Melty, appease me and say, hey dude, you can just do this instead because you want me to try the game. I get it, no problem. But that's not what I want. I want you to include just a person of color. They don't have to be black, dude. They can be Egyptian, they can be Indian, they could be fucking. I play Kronos, okay, in Bloody Roar and Bakuri, but I mainly play Kronos. And the reason why I play Kronos is because he's a darker skinned person. I believe he's Indian. Him and Ganesha are Indian. So I don't like Ganesha. He's a grappler. He's like a half a grappler, right? He's more of a striker. He's like more of a striker than Stun is, but he's got phenomenal grapples, right? But I play Kronos because he's him, Ganesha, and I think Yugo is kind of dark too. And Yugo are like the only dark characters in the game, unless you consider Sheena, but Sheena's not that dark, right? So they don't have to be black, bro. Just make them kind of darker. That's all I'm asking for. Just give me a person of color. Inclusion's not hard. And I don't expect Sheena's darker than Yugo. See, yeah, then I don't really consider Yugo dark either. That's fine. I think that they're both like they're kind of pushing darker, but they're not Kronos or Ganesha dark. So I don't really play them, right? And I don't expect them to change the lore or add in a character, but if there's a character in the Fate or Tsukihime lore, I don't know anything about anime, so I couldn't tell you. But if there's anything in like the Fate or Tsukihime lore that allows for a person of color to be in, they could just throw that guy in. When we get a DLC person of color, I'll try the game, I guess. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm right back. I'm right back. Yeah, I like Onimaru and I like Valerie in Fantasy Strike, but I just don't play the game because there's just no person of color. There's a character named Zane in the lore who's a darker skinned person, and people think that Rook, before he got turned, Garrus Rook, before he got turned into a stone golem, that he was a black guy, that he was just a giant brooding black person. But there's nothing that actually indicates to me that. Like, Sterling could straight up write the lore for Rook to be a black person. He could just do it. But of course, like, I don't think it, to a lot of people, to most people, it doesn't really matter. So because it's not written, I don't know it. It's not guaranteed for sure, right? So I'm like, I'll play Fantasy Strike whenever I want to, but I'm not gonna really care too much about the game. But Melty's like brand new. We just got Guilty Gear Strive, right? There was already darker people in that game. Like Venom's kind of dark, right? And then so is Potemkin under the armor. But they just should have made an African samurai. How the fuck am I not supposed to play this game and try this character? He's sick. I suck at the game, but Nago is so fucking tight. They made this character. He's brand new. He's brand new. They could have added a brand new character, Melty. Duh. They could have done that, but they didn't want to. And I don't expect every company to just randomly include characters just because they're people of color. Not a big deal. I'm gonna try KOF. There's already darker skinned characters in the game, and now they actually added a straight up black girl. I don't remember her name, but she's in a lot of the trailers, and she has like braids and like beads in her hair and stuff. She looks cool. She looks cool. So I'm definitely gonna give KOF a shot. I was probably already gonna give it a shot anyway because I really like K-Dash. His shades look like ass, but I really like K-Dash. So we'll probably give that a shot today. Not today. We'll give that a shot when it comes out, of course. And I don't care about like Nick not having a black character, a person of color. I'm gonna play the game with homies. I'm not gonna like worry about maining this game at all. In Smash, I played Diddy Kong. For any of you fucks who try to say, yeah, there's your black representative, I'm gonna hit you.